Who's that peeking in my window? Pal. Nobody now. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw this, man. We got some breaking news and we needed some reinforcements coming through. According to Aaron Wilson off Twitter, the Detroit Lions are getting a reinforcement, somebody that we've been waiting to see more of. Ennis Rakestraw's 21-day window is open. He is designated to return from IR, meaning that the Detroit Lions have now used all 8 of their in-season designations with just 2 remaining, and that might be all that we use because according to Dan Campbell, it doesn't look like anybody else from IR is going to come off this season. But this is a big deal in light of us being kind of thin at corner. We had to lean on Vildor with Dorsey being out, Carlton Davis being out. We need to lean on Amik Robinson playing on the outside. And Ennis, although he hasn't got a bunch of work on defense, him out there would be a great asset in my opinion. Let's take a look real quick at what he's done this year for the Detroit Lions. His last game, by the time the Detroit Lions play, was in Jacksonville. And I think a lot of these are special team games. The last game that he actually made some plays in significantly was that Dallas Cowboy game. He had 3 total tackles. 2 of them were solo and 1 assisted. Hasn't had any tackles in the last couple of games he was in, but I think these were predominantly on special teams. So that's going to be a big deal. Now, what does this mean for the Detroit Lions and their injured reserve? We're looking at it now. According to Dan Campbell, doesn't look like anybody else is going to come back. We saw that Derek Barnes, he said he's done. John Kaminsky, he's done. Marcus Carlton, he's done as well. The only person now off this list that is a long shot is Aiden Hutchinson, which means that we would wind up having 1 IR elevation remaining with the 8 in season and the 2 playoffs by the time the season is over. So this is a big deal for the Detroit Lions because we are going to need somebody to help take some pressure off of Meek. I'm not sure. I mean, 2nd-round pick, a lot to live up to. Hasn't really done much this year. I look at Ennis as probably a future prospect with us having Emmanuel Mosley, Carlton Davis, and those guys. And we now with Emmanuel Mosley on the NFI list, Carlton might have to have a bigger role because both of those guys spent a lot of time on special teams. And I think that we've seen the last of Emmanuel Mosley in a Detroit Lions uniform. But this is a big deal because, again, we don't know if the roster is going to change that much. I did see that as of yesterday at 4:30 New York time that the rosters were locked if you were going to the playoffs. I don't know what that means, but they said there was a few exceptions that could be used, but they didn't specify what those exceptions were. So this is big. A Detroit Lion coming back, one of our own guys coming back. Hopefully he can make a significant impact, not just on special teams, but on the defensive side of the ball as well. So let me know what you think. Breaking news, man. Ennis Rakestraw back. Injury designation lifted. He is, IR designation lifted, going to the roster, the active roster. Now, we've seen over the past few elevations from Alex Anzalone, Jalen Reeves-Maybin, that the window opens and these guys play. Now, the Detroit Lions have opening his window now means that worst case scenario, he would have to play by the NFC title game. They would have to make a decision on that because, well, worst case scenario would be the Super Bowl because 21 days, the NFC title game is in 17 days. So they would have to make a decision after that. But I wonder, will we see him in the divisional round where I think that we're going to face the Packers or the Washington Commanders? I think one of those teams is going to upset the division winner home team. So let me know when do you think we'll see Ennis? Are you excited to get him back? I know I am. I'm really excited because, again, we need all the help we can get. And those guys in the back secondary did well considering the manpower that they had back there. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. This channel is made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. A lot of big things happening for Lions Syndicate and the Syndicate Sports brand as a whole. And you guys are going to be right there with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.